Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, gonna be an extra special TVZ between Maru and Serral here on 2000 Atmospheres from Asus Rogue. Thanks again for the organizers releasing their replays, really do appreciate it. Bottom left, we have our red Zerg player, it is Serral. And in the top right here, we have Maru. Oh man, is there another matchup as hyped as Maru versus Serral in the StarCraft verse now? Well, StarCraft 2 verse anyway. No, I don't think that there is. These two players are at the top of their game. Maru, if he shows up to play, can be very, very difficult to defeat. Let me tell you what. But that's it, right? That's the problem with Maru. Sometimes he doesn't feel like showing up and gets rolled, especially by Protoss. And he's just an enigma, but he is very capable of winning this game against Serral, I tell you that. Let's see here. I cast Serral versus Maru, was it last year? Time has no meaning. Because, you know, ever since 2020, things are just kind of weird. And I think that was the game where Serral forgot Adrenal Gland against Maru. Yeah, I think that's the last time I cast a game between these two players, so it's been a while. And yeah, so okay, so I've been asking this to my Brood War subscribers, and I'm gonna ask this to you as well. Why did you click on this? Are you a fan of Serral? Are you a fan of Maru? Are you a fan of Serral versus Maru? Are you just a generic TVZ fan? Do you like Falcon Paladin? Do you just love StarCraft 2 in general? Are you a 2000 Atmospheres fan? Like, let me know in the comments what brought you here. And it just helps me understand what you guys want, right? What you're more into. So let me know, and I'll give you a heart on your comment if it's something, you know, if you just let me know, you know, I'm just a huge Maru fan. I love watching him. You don't have enough of his games. Like, yeah, I get that. I don't get enough Maru games, that's for sure. So I'm really stoked to be casting him here today. He's doing anything crazy? Not really. It's a 2 racks. Actually, 1 racks opener into the 2nd racks here with the 1 gas still. So no sign of a factory. But he's getting the resources for it soon, so we'll see if he decides to do that. Serral's doing Zergy things, like really, really standard Zergy things. 3rd hatch at about 2:30, maybe a bit earlier than that, whatever. 2nd gas for Maru is coming up. Maybe it's a 2-1-1. Ooh, a 2 racks factory into Starport can be pretty strong. 2-1-1 in the olden days used to be 1 base, right? So you'd only have the 1 base, you get 2 factories, 2 barracks, 1 factory, 1 Starport, then move out with basically Marines, tank, medevac, right? And it was really strong, and it was really hard for Zerg players to hold. But then they increased the worker count in Legacy of the Void, you know, years ago at this point, and now it's a 2 base where you go 2-1-1, but it's off of 2 bases of economy, because you can do that. You can get more stuff, but that means the Zerg player can afford it too, because their bases are faster and they have more workers, etc., etc. So it's balanced. It's just a little bit different than it used to be. And again, whoever it was at Blizzard that came up with the idea of increasing the starting workers, thank you so much. It's made the early game so much more interesting, both for me as a caster and for you as a viewer, I think. And it really didn't change anything. It's not like it helped anybody in particular, right? We're seeing some good Protoss wins, good Terran wins, good Zerg wins all over the place in the Premier scene recently, and I think it's fine. I really do. No complaints. Reaper dead. Oh, I didn't name the Reaper. I was too busy yammering. I'm sorry. Should I tell you what the Reaper's name was? Let's do that. I've actually got a good number of Reapers right now. There's your Starport, by the way. So that Reaper who is dead, and maybe killed 1 Zergling. Yeah, probably killed a Ling there. Its name was Mewtwo. Using the DNA of Mew, Mewtwo was meant to be the most powerful Pokemon ever to exist. When he was born, there was nothing that could stop Mewtwo, except a 10-year-old with a ball. The captured Mewtwo was then confiscated for Space God research. However, Mewtwo's DNA produced bad results when mixed with Zerg or Protoss DNA, so they stuffed Mewtwo into a Reaper suit, covered in small, psychic, immune, dark-type Pokemon. Well, there you go. I guess that's a counter to Mewtwo, right? I don't know much about Pokemon at all, but maybe psychic, immune, dark types can defeat Mewtwo? Sure. Is Mewtwo basically a god? I don't know much about Pokemon, like I just said. Anywho, so Mewtwo's dead now, fairly well. And yeah, just going for Marines, Medevacs, Stim. Factory is not being used for anything at the moment. Like, maybe a couple of Widow Mines would be cool. Some Hellions would be neat as well. But that's a dead Overlord, because we don't have speed. And, kind of a supply block on Serral. That's annoying is what it is. But he's got, there we go. Overlord just popped, and he's got another one on the way that just popped. Okay. See, Serral's good. Good Zerg players can anticipate the loss of their Overlords and just have it ready, have a replacement ready to go. Like, instantly upon the death of the Overlord. Oh, man, again, though. All right, I think he just goes, all right, an Overlord is under attack. We're just going to spawn up another Overlord in response to that instantly. Smart. So, Maru going for a double medevac drop here at about 5 minutes. It's a little bit fast, but, you know, look at him hunting he's just hunting Overlords? That's interesting. He is forcing Serral to use the resources on Overlords rather than drones right now. Or Queens, or I don't know, Zerglings, I guess. That is a heck of a lot of Queens. Okay, my new goal is to have 9 Queens at 5 minutes. Just... You need goals, right? You need StarCraft goals. And as a Zerg main, my new goal is to have 9 Queens at 5.5 minutes. It sounds moderately ambitious, but probably doable, right? Like, my opening is pretty close to what Serral does. It's not that hard if you're not under attack, right? If you're not constantly being harassed, doing that opening where you get that third base at about 2:30 is not that difficult for Zerg players like me. That's not the hard stuff. The hard stuff is dealing with this while macroing, while building up, right? That's the hard thing here. Oh, Stim is so good. These Queens are beefy. Ooh, as a Queen goes down. Ling's trying to flank around that left side. No. I mean, this is some good Terran harassment right here is what it is. Now, maybe trying to get inside the main base because the Queens can't be everywhere at once and actually dodging this spore like a boss. That said, a bunch of Lings follows you in and you unload 1 at a time, or, you know, I guess 3 at a time, but still. These Lings, patrolling Lings will take you down. Do you think they get car sick or, like, motion sick when this happens to them? I think they do. I don't know. 4th base coming in here from Serral. 3rd base is getting blocked by the presence of a single Zergling. Good job, Ling. You managed. You managed to block a 3rd base for about, I don't know, a minute or so. But you notice Maru's 3rd base is landing at 6 minutes, which is later than we normally see from aggressive openings, aggressive macro openings. Okay, that's funny. It's like either, you know, aggressive, I guess for me, can either mean aggressively macro or aggressively aggressive, where they try to kill you fast. So, I don't know here. Lings, Banelings, on creep, he says. You're going to be on creep, I'll kill you. You off creep, you know what? Hang out over there for a bit. We'll allow it for now. I've got Banelings with speed. I'm working on 1/1 for those. Working on Burrow too, which is excellent. And +1 attack for these Marines is just about done. It's going to be available for this incoming attack. It should, unless he goes early, which he kind of is. So, he's dancing. He doesn't need +1. These Marines have Stim. Stim is a better +1 than +1 will ever be. And infantry weapons level 1 finishing up here. He's really trying to save it here. And okay, so he does. Nice attack from the top side with the Lings. So tank dead. Unloading over here seems really problematic, Maru. He does pick up and get the heck out of there. Oh, never mind. He's coming back in. Coming back around, but guess who is waiting? Oh, okay, not really. Fainted it. This group on the left side. Now, Maru is engaging in the very extremely good strategy of both sides at once. So attacking into both the left and the right side at the same time forces Serral to pay attention to 2 sides. It forces Maru to pay attention to 2 sides too. But honestly, it's a little bit easier, I think, for the Terran player to do this than it is for the Zerg player to defend. The Terran just decides how many units he's attacking with, and the Zerg has to decide how many units to defend with based on what the Terran is doing, right? So he has to recognize what's going on and what's over here. Ooh, forcing a cancel on this attempt at a base next. Are we not getting a Spire today, Serral? I don't... Like, obviously, Maru's going pretty heavy into the medevacs, so at least having, I guess, an Infestation Pit with Parasitic Bomb counts. He did just get an Infestation Pit, I think. Yeah, Infestation Pit, yes. Not working on Hive, no. Look at this Queen. Get the medevac. I don't care if I die. Kill the medevac. Medevac lives with 6 HP. Meanwhile, Marines, harbingers of death here. Great positioning between the mineral lines as per usual, but these Lings have good upgrades. It's a little bit harder to deal with Lings when they have the good upgrades. So let's see if there's a 4th base. Yeah, a 4th base here for Maru built on location. And is he just really... Man, it's just 5 more racks on the way. This is just heavy Marine play. It's just Marine play. I was going to say Marauder, but okay, first Marauder. Under construction now, which weird, right? Because if your opponent's going this many Banelings, you want the Marauders to absorb those shots. Yeah, this reaction time from Serral is slow. Like, he saw this fly over, or at least he should have been. Maybe he just wasn't on that screen. Maybe he didn't see the medevac at that, or the minimap. the minimap at that time, right? See, and this is what you can do when there's not a Spire. Like, I'm really... Oh, man. It's Maru. You have to respect Maru. You have to respect what he can do. Ooh, Burrowed Baneling trap set up here by Serral. Let's see if he can get this. It's like, don't mind the slightly discolored ground here. Lings and Banelings come up to Maru's 4th, but it's not a planetary yet. This hatch goes down on the left side as Maru snipes it. Right side army not doing anything at the moment. But see, this is why having a Spire is nice. Mutas could kill this. Corruptors could kill this. But as it stands, there's... I mean... Wow, that was a pretty bad unload for Maru. I don't know about it. Oh, did those Banelings explode? Sorry, we gotta see that. We gotta see the Banelings explode. Speed up. I think they probably got scanned. Oh, no. They're like, please, explode on me right now. Oh, a little bit late. That would have been better if you'd actually detonated that maybe a second sooner. But does force them away. So, I mean, these two, honestly. What more do you want from StarCraft? I think I get more hyped for a Maru versus Serral game than anything else. Tanks, Marauders, Medivacs, Barracks. Gonna kill this base again. Because you're not respecting my Medivacs. How many Medivacs has he killed? The answer is 0 Medivacs have died today so far. That's not a good number. 0 is a bad number. Look who's getting adrenal glands too. Serral's never going to forget adrenal glands against Maru again. Engagement incoming though. Lings, Banes, connecting. Doesn't kill that final tank. Also in the main base is Maru going to town on some of these drones. Everybody dead. Trying to come up this right side as well, but 2 tanks, 3 tanks protecting this very well. So Maru giving more than he's getting right now, I think. Also, still no Medivacs have died. 1 Medivac has died today. That's insane. Serral's like, I don't need stuff that can kill Medivacs. Screw you. I was going to win with Lings and Banes and Queens. And then tech into Ultralisks at 11 minutes, which is honestly aspirational. That's what I try to do in my games, is I just try to go Ling, Bane, Queen. Get some spores up right, and then tech up to Ultralisks and get chitinous plating, and then try to win. If your opponent overcommits to Marines and doesn't have enough things like Liberators or tanks or Marauders, for example. This Medivac is dead. All right, that's 2. I think that's 2 Medivacs that have been killed. What do we got? 180 to 180 supply income looks like this. Left side base here at 9 o'clock for Serral is up and running. Maybe trying to expand down this way too, but engaging off creep, dangerous stuff. Marauders stay in the front to absorb the Baneling shots, but they're not. Serral's too smart for that. Look at this Marine. Oh my gosh. I was gonna say, saw his life flash before his eyes. Well, Widowmine's in the mix. Maru knows. 13 kill Widowmine. Really not bad at all. Yeah, these Marauders can't do very much against Lings with adrenal glands. No, they can't. 2-2 and adrenal is insanely good against Marauders. Widowmine, sure, that was more friendly fire than anything else. And this Ultralisk needs to go back. He's too far off creep. He's overstepping his bounds a little bit. Nice snipe on that Widowmine. So at this stage, what are we looking at? We're looking at Serral is at maxed out supply. He doesn't have as big of a bank as Maru does, but Maru doesn't have much of a bank either. He's not even burrowing these Lings. Does he have burrow? He has burrow. He's not even burrowing this for some hilarious reason. Look how fast that tank dies to Lings when they have adrenal, man. That wasn't even a +3 attack. That was +2. Maru says, Marauder attack into a really well-defended base. Pick up, run, and he does. So at this point, I think it's anybody's match. We've got basically identical banks, but basically identical worker counts. It is 116 to 116 on army supply at the moment. Whenever mules get dropped, Maru gets a nice advantage in income, but Serral's good the other way, as TVZ usually is. And that Marauder got left behind. Ow, ow. And Banelings exploding on Marauders is totally cool with Maru. Big attack. Trying to cancel that planetary, man. I don't think you're going to be able to hold it. Is he going to cancel it? Is he going to cancel it? And he does. He cancels and lifts. But really, not many SCVs have died today. It's only 11. 5 drones have gone down on the other side here, too. Creep spread from Serral is fairly Serral-y. Not bad. Not great. Comme ci, comme ça. Serral gearing up for a big attack into fairly well defended land here. But the tanks are going down to the cracklings that are extremely well upgraded. Banelings crashing in, lifting off that orbital because nothing can shoot up. And Ultralisk kind of sitting in a Liberator zone is not exactly great. Additionally, 37 SCVs. 39, 40 SCVs die. Everything at this planetary at the 11 o'clock position, plus everything at Maru's third base goes down, and maybe then some. Okay, remember when I was like, not many SCVs have died today? 43 have now died. Bottom right-hand base for Serral coming up. Serral feeling good. I'd like to see some spellcasters from him, though, right? I guess he has some Vipers. But really, Infestors. Infestors to slow down the Marines, to interrupt the steady targeting on the Ghosts. Like, I know, I understand that you can, just steady target down the Infestors from a distance, and they're kind of squishy and not very strong, but, like, Ghosts aren't very strong either. They just have better range. It's the trick here. Oh! Oh! Alright, really wants to get this planetary before the army shows up. Banelings are like, alright, yeah, we're gonna get it. So by that I mean, okay, we do get it. That was close. Oh man, Maru almost saved that one. Ultralisk running out. So bases killed has been pretty nice here today. Is Maru bothering to replace his SCVs? The answer seems to be no. There is a certain point where a Terran has enough orbitals that it really doesn't matter if he loses a ton of SCVs because his income with the orbitals is amazing for minerals. He just basically has to mine gas. And he's making this many Marines. I guess Ghosts are pretty gas intensive too. He's making some Corruptors. I really like Ling Bane Corruptor against Terran. I do. So this base is dead. Serral makes a decision to go for a huge counterattack of Lings. And just try to maybe win this way? I don't know. He lost the space without really much ado. Oh my gosh. More SCVs are dying, that's for sure. Fully upgraded Lings are pretty good against Ghosts. Indirect engagements, they're really not bad. That Liberator's got 9 kills. This one has 3. Income tab is looking like Serral favored at the moment. He's got this bottom right base too. So, okay, Maru's retaking the 11 with an orbital. Throwing up another command center, probably to Planetary Fortress, that one. 18 more Lings are in production. And Serral taking this left side base again. Oh my gosh, Widow Mines. 12 kill Widow Mine. Just completely wipes out this entire attack with one burrowed Widow Mine. Good unit, Widow Mines. Alright, Corruptors are in to try to deal with the Liberators. Blinding Cloud on everybody, though. And then coming in from angles you don't really expect right now is Serral. The Ghosts are a problem. The tanks don't seem to be much of a problem anymore, thanks to the Ling and the Ultras, but that Ultra is dead thanks to the targeting. And there's no detection available, so the Ghosts are invincible at this point. Nice. Cloaked Ghosts, man. Snipe down some of those Overseers, and you're good to go. There are no scans available for Zerg. Overseers are the only thing they got. And that's another hatch down. So we've seen a lot of bases die here today. That's 3 hatches down. A planetary, and is it really just one planetary? Why does it feel like more? I don't know. Alright, so these Lings roll into a Liberator Defender zone because they could only get one shot, right? Liberator fire is so slow that one-shotting Lings isn't actually super good. But nevertheless, it does whittle down that count pretty heavily over time, which, you know, Serral doesn't really have a bank to replace his army at this stage. Neither does Maru, actually, so they're both well under 200 supply at the moment. Over 100, though, which is nice. And, alright, so there's definitely a Widow Mine here. Oh, there's one there, and there's one there. Okay, so Widow Mine's dead, Sensor Tower dead. This space not happening. This is actually pretty good for Serral. I mean, we're looking at... Man, he lost another base, though. I'm really shocked he's not burrowing Lings in here. Like, forcing Maru to burn scans rather than mules right now, I think is pretty good. That said, there's a handful of orbitals running around. Serral, you know, Serral, man, he's usually not this aggressive unless he feels like... Unless he feels like he's got to win here. Ah, burrowed those Lings, ran these away, I like it. Oh, there's an Overseer there. But yeah, burrowing Lings in places that Maru wants to expand. Seems like, there we go, he did the thing there. These Banelings, can they connect? Not with a Liberator there, I'm not sure. Hey, we got some Corruptors to deal with flying command centers. Yay! I wanted this like 10 minutes ago, but hey, it's cool. It's totally fine. At least force it into burning. I'm not sure killing it is super viable right now, but there you go. Forcing it into the red is excellent. Now come repair it. ha! Use resources on that. Army supply, 106 to 71, though. Serral's got a lot more drones than Maru has SCVs, which means the army supply is bigger for Maru, and he's got overall supply advantage there, too. So Maru suddenly on the counterattack, looking quite strong. Look how fast he can burn down a hatchery with 3-3 Marines and Marauders. They need a cool name, too. They need to give Marines and Marauders with 3-3 and Combat Shield and Stimming Concussive Shell a good name. And that hatch is dead again. This 9 o'clock hatch has just been canceled a couple times, too, I think. And been killed. Oh, these banelings did their thing. The banelings did their thing. Come out, banelings. There you are. You know what? It worked. It's okay, fine. 6 SCVs down is not nothing. Dude, the income is hugely favoring Serral right now. I mean, yeah, he's lost a ton of hatches. Yes, it's 3 or 9 o'clock base. I keep wanting to call it 3 o'clock because I don't know how clocks work. But these bottom right bases are super nice, and I think Maru's heading down that way because he recognizes that's a problem. Burrow another Ling in. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. Burrow another Ling in. Also, man, you could probably wreck that with a handful of Lings right now. That's a free SCV. Yeah, right side attack is coming in. Maru knows this bottom right is everything to Serral right now. If he can kill these 2 bases, he's going to be better off than he was before he killed those 2 bases. So, yeah. All right, Zerg player's not going to engage. Let's kill the hatch. Now he's engaging. All right, everybody split. Corruptors are kind of splitting their attacks here against multiple things, and therefore not killing much. My gosh, the snipes, though. The snipes are good. Banelings don't do bonus damage to ghosts, so they're not that afraid of them. Oh, ghosts. Taking down queens here. 13 SCVs die. Maru's at 30 total workers. And you know what's good against mass ghost? Lings with the crackling upgrades. Yeah, there we go. All right, man. That's a lot of dead ghosts here, too. Only 4 ghosts have died today? I guess 5. I guess I haven't heard the ghost death sound as much as you'd think. So top left space for Maru is not happening. 11 o'clock for Maru is not happening. There are just Widow Mines strewn across the land right now, which is just so good for Terran because it means you can't just send roving bands of Lings across whenever you want. You have to be careful about it. And it slows it down, and then the Terran army knows where you are. And at this point, where Maru doesn't have a ton of money, like making Widow Mines is actually a really good use of that cash. They're always cost efficient. Ugh. Widowmine kills an already dead Zergling. Maybe that wasn't super cost efficient. But generally, if they're killing anything, it's cost efficient. Look at Nick K now. So now Serral's recognizing the threat that these Widowmines definitely are. These guys should go back to work at somewhere. I don't know where they're going, though. There's not... Ah, hard right. Took a hard right. Gonna take this Rich Vespine Geyser base. And Serral trying to do something off creep here, but my gosh, the ghosts and the Widow Mines doing work here. Playing well, both players top of their game. Maru's definitely feeling his oats today. He had his Wheaties this morning and everything. Man, I realized that reference dates me a whole lot. I don't think Wheaties has those commercials anymore, but yeah. Wheaties is a breakfast cereal that's made out of wheat. It's not very delicious, obviously. But they used to have commercials where they had Olympic athletes on the front of, like on the commercials and like on the front of the box for Wheaties. And if somebody had their Wheaties that morning, then they were playing at the peak of their ability to perform, right? So not happening here. Every time Maru comes down this right side, good things happen for him. I don't know. It's 98 to 56 army supply. How did that happen? Well, it's 12,000 more resources lost for Serral, obviously. This is, okay, Lings, once again, great against Marauders, great against Ghosts, but no! Maru ends up getting the win as Serral taps out. He had nothing left. He had nothing left. What did he have here? 22 Lings and 7 Banelings? Yeah, that's fair. That makes a lot of sense when he tapped out. I mean, Maru's army wasn't world-beating, but 10 Marines, 13 Marauders, 9 Widowmines, and 5 Ghosts with 9 Medevacs is pretty strong. Pretty strong overall there, but by golly, the base death here today. Hit that like button if you enjoyed that match. That was amazing. So 5 hatcheries killed, a planetary, and is that really the only... That's insane to me that Serral didn't get more command centers or orbitals or planetaries at all. He only killed 91 SCVs. You'd think he'd have been killing more bases, but no. He didn't really have any corruptors to deal or hydras to like kill floating bases, and so a ton of times when Serral showed up to kill stuff, Maru just lifted and he was okay. But yeah, Ghost doing some good stuff. It really feels crazy to me that he only made 9 ghosts today. He only has 4 or 5 right now. 1,000 Zerglings died. Sounds about right. 173 Marines died. 48 Widow Mines. 5 Ultras. Again, I feel like Infestors, you can make them work. But maybe not. Maybe Serral knows more than I do. Not a good idea, but still, it feels like it was worth a shot, maybe. I don't know. So good game, Maru, man. Just absolutely on top of things. On top of things. Just, That's why people are Maru fans. They're Maru fans because of games like this. So you watch Maru be an unbeatable monster and take down Serral, right? And beating Raynor a few months ago, too. And you're like, yeah, Maru. And then he'll drop a map against, like, Trap and then just get swept by a Protoss. And you're like, what? How? And he's just not focused or something. I don't know what it is. But, man, when he is ready to go, he is ready to go. And he is ready to go against Serral more often than not. For sure. And really only made 4 Infestors today, Serral did. So for as much as I harp on spellcasting and how important it is, which it is, but only 9 Ghosts got made today and 4 Infestors. I guess if you want to count Queens as spellcasters, sure. But yeah, not as much spellcasting as I would have expected from a 24-minute game between these two players. Amazing. All right, good stuff indeed, and that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.